Here's to 10 episodes.
Yes.
We made it to episode technically 11. So that's 10 conversations, 10 chairs pulled up to the table, 10 deep dives into healing, hope, and holding space for one another. This episode is all about reflection, celebration, and casting vision. We've laughed, we've cried, we've unpacked trauma, poured tea, and prayed through the process. And today, we're taking a moment to look back at what the Queen's Table has been so far and dream boldly about where we're headed. Because, baby, if this is what the first 10 episodes gave, just wait till you see what's coming. All right, Queens. So we made it through 10 episodes. I don't know why it seems like we've done more than 10, but it's been 10.
It don't even seem like
I
it's
know.
been 10,
It's just like, I guess because it's just been like flowing and we've been good.
Okay.
We've just been like doing what we had to do.
All right.
You know?
And we have two queens here.
Yeah, we got Chrissy
Yes.
and Neff here. Hopefully y'all have already watched
Hi.
the Supporting Your Friend one, but if you haven't, go back and listen to that. But these queens are still here with us, and they're going to help us just unpack our 10 episodes, and we're going to see where we're going. So y'all, we know that the Queen's Table was kind of birthed out of a rough time, a rough patch. And we love that because, you know, sometimes good things are built out of dark places. So we appreciate that. And we, and Mom, I don't know, you can kind of tell me what you've been feeling with these last 10 episodes.
Okay,
like,
so with these last 10 episodes, I almost feel like they were practice in one sense.
I can see that.
Like, you know, and also too, the first few episodes, I think the first 4 were extremely hard because they was making me just relive a very difficult time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just coming in this space and talking about certain things, you know, it wasn't easy all the time, but I know it was helping me.
Right.
Okay. So I think now I just feel this sense of fearlessness coming over me.
I love that for you.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm ready to move forward with this in just such a way because the feedback that I have received just from queens that tuned in, I know we're on to something in terms of, you know, this space. Like I know we're helping somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel good about it, Chef.
Okay, that's what's up. So, and I'm asking everybody, if you can remember, it's good. If not, that's okay too. But we're going to talk about the top 3 or 2 most impactful episodes. For me, I think the mother-daughter episode was good.
The same thing too.
You did? You think so? Because and I think I was telling you on TikTok how somebody was responding when I had put it up about giving your mom some grace because they're still growing, they're still developing as a person too. And they was just like, well, they should have had it all together before they. I'm like, girl, no. Like who? And this is somebody off TikTok. I don't know who the person is. I could probably pull it up, but I'm not finna do that right now. But it was just like, I like that because it gave me like time to think, to see where people's mental really is when it comes to their moms or just in general. Like when they think like, why do you think somebody should have it all together just because they're a mom? Or why do you think somebody should have it all together just because they're this or we see them as that? So I think that was really eye-opening for me.
That was a good
that was an awesome episode. And I think I remember even texting you and Shelby like, oh, yes, that's one of my favorite ones. I think that one, the one about work burnout was a good one.
With
too.
David Wilson.
Yeah, because work burnout is truly real and something that we all have suffered at one point or another. And I think even the one with the 2 young ladies that y'all had on the previous episode, I feel like the first one.
The first 4.
Really laid the foundation for
Yes.
the story.
Yeah.
That's the one I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it was watching you all and just being proud, like, right? And like celebrating this conversation and this space. And as Michelle's friend, like looking at you bring it into fruition, what you talked about. And like your progression from last year to this time and being able to talk about it. But also like Shelby's voice,
Yes,
right? Like,
yes,
and
yes.
I'm like, oh my God,
Yes.
like I know these two
You love
women.
my voice.
And I think, like you
And I
said,
said that too.
yes,
Shelby has such a nice voice.
Thank
but I
you.
think the mother-daughter, because we laugh
Yes.
often about like, you know,
Oh,
having
our
daughters
daughters.
Yes.
And that's the commonality.
Yes.
Y'all both have two daughters.
Yes.
And then I have the one daughter.
Mhm.
So yeah.
and how they hold us accountable.
Absolutely.
But I think it also, like, for me, spawned the conversation about, like, you said giving grace
Mhm.
and, like, not having expectations of how you know, people show up and having
Yeah.
those conversations
Mhm.
with my daughter, like, okay, you want me, but I'm still human, right?
Mhm.
And so when you're giving me information, you have to accept that I need time to process some
Right.
things. And so I may not always say the right thing the first time, but can we come back around to it?
Mhm.
Or even save in that space to say, okay, you're going to say it, time out,
Mhm.
and we're going to come back to this conversation because I don't know what to say right now.
Right.
But like,
And that's okay.
re-examine it,
Mhm.
right? Like, it's always a re-examine of what's happening in your life and that relationship. And so I thought that was powerful. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome.
yeah.
Wow. That's good. And let me just say this too. Reflecting on the episodes, it's so easy to be critical of yourself.
Yes.
You know, like, honestly, that's something, you know, definitely even through this journey of this podcast, really just sort of, what I want to say, just loving everything about
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
just
The
working
flaws
on
and
that.
all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Working on the flaw, you know, just
Mhm.
being able to look at myself on camera and just be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Not
And
go to critique first, right?
And not go, because it's like, and not comparing myself to
Mhm.
people,
Anybody.
you know, because
Mhm.
sometimes you see something, you know, but like I said, this and moving forward, it's about, for me, being fearless with this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding, even with social media, I have like a love-hate relationship with
Mhm.
social media. It's so good in so many ways, but then it's so not good. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be authentic. I don't want to be pretending to be something and I'm not. And I want to, but you do need social media because it's a way to tell people, listen, I have something you may be interested in. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun and it's, you know, so I don't want to, so that's my goal too for the next 10 episodes.
Okay.
Is to definitely have more of a social media presence. I'm even going to be seeking help.
Yes.
Because
You said
it's so
that.
not my
Yes.
thing. So that's really, y'all are going to be seeing me more. I'm confessing it.
Yes.
And I want y'all to hold me accountable because I want to be more present and letting people know about the Queen's Table, showing them clips, letting them hear, you know, people that have watched it or whatever. Because if you believe you have something good, if you believe you have something worth sharing, why not share it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now that did I go? Because you was asking something about episodes, but
No, but and I was going to say I was going to say that too. Like, not only are we proud of y'all with the Queen's Table, I feel like even the relationship that you and Shelby have as mother and daughter, because we, like me and Neff, we have daughters, and I feel like Shelby, you're at an age where you're an adult, like, so you appreciate your mom. And I said, even listening to that episode, I was like, oh, like it made me kind of warm and gushy too, because I was like, okay, the kids, you know, my daughter is 18 and 20, so we still at that clashing age.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, eventually it gets better, and I've learned that through the Queen's Table.
And I remember when I first met Shelby, we went to your home in DC when you were in DC, and I was like, D, I want to bring my girl, because I want them to see like just the connection and just the success, you know, like where you don't think it's like, this is my everyday life, but you have people that's back here like peeking through your window like, go Shelby, go Shelby. You know?
I love that. Thank you. I love that.
And when you call your mom, what we say, hey Shelby.
Hey, all in the back. It's like just automatic.
So your hours,
too, right?
And your mom is a mom, so she'll get you on the phone. Hey, y'all, say hey to Shelby.
Yes, every time.
Yes,
every
Shelby
time
on the phone, y'all.
I love that. Let's talk about. Well, y'all already gave some feedback, and I love that. So, Mom, what you feel like has been some of the challenges of podcasting? You've mentioned social media.
Definitely for me, it's me. I have been the challenge.
You have been your own challenge.
What I'm saying, I have been my own
Thank
challenge.
you for taking accountability.
Really, because again, I get nervous every time I would, you know, try to teach myself something on And I don't know how to post videos. It's just so much. I don't know what to do.
But you can send me 10 videos a day.
That's because I'm just sending it from, the funny stuff. I know how to do that, but I'm talking about actually making real posts where the videos and the photos are all together. And, you just like, wow. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
So but I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn.
Yes.
And so I have been the challenge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been me.
I feel like the challenge for me has been the fact that we come up with like original content. Because now I'm an avid podcast listener, but I listen to a lot of podcasts that are like murders or like stuff like that. So it's not the content, they have the content. They just kind of bringing it all together and telling a story. Whereas like, I feel like with us, now podcasters do, and I'm not saying nobody else does this, but with us, it's like the content, like us thinking about what we're going to do, something that we can sit down and talk about for an hour, you know what I'm saying, 30 minutes. I think that's the rough part for me, because it's like, what am I really like passionate about that I can talk about for 30 minutes to an hour?
But I think so, even with you feeling that way, it's still, I feel like y'all podcast is still authentic and so organically like put together. Like, and that's what I love about the podcast. Like, it's real. It's real.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I love that. So those are the challenges I feel like for me. You're saying self, and I'm saying yourself. Yeah, you're your own challenge.
And then the preparation part,
the research, right?
Like just really making sure. Yeah, it's like I got a lot of growing to do in this because again, y'all, let me just say this, so y'all, the Queen's table is going to be a real table at the Queen's really soon. So this is just be something on the side, but I really cannot wait to be in the presence of women.
Hold that, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about future stuff. Yeah.
Yes, your goals.
All right, but
talk about future goals.
I guess we can go here right into it. So this is called our crown adjustment, okay?
Oh,
so
like
we're casting vision for the next 10 episodes, including maybe some upcoming themes and like dreams of live events.
Okay.
So let's start with the events, as you already alluded to.
So the Queen's Table, this is the goal. It will be like a weekly meeting space, for Queens. I feel like I definitely want to have like community leaders, people that work in the community, people. I just want to keep us okay. You know what I'm saying? I really want to keep us okay. Make sure we have a space and but it could be other people as well. But that we meet once, so we might just start off with once a month. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk about real topics, but it's going to be like, because I made the first PowerPoint presentation, so you're going to kind of feel like you're in a class a little bit. Okay. So it's going to have that kind of like workshop vibe, but sisterhood vibe. So we're learning real tools to help us when we leave out. You know what I'm saying? But just it's always going to be some food, just that whole, because it's going.
That's where conversations are born out of.
Right? So we're going to, but this is going to be the real Queen's Table. And it's going to be small, no more. I don't want it to get more at one session, more than like 8 to 10 women. You know what I'm saying? At first, I'm even okay if it starts with less than that. Working through the development of it, but just like a weekly reset for Queens. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is what's this is the topic. But then allowing the group itself to have the voice and to help one another.
Yeah. And look, even with me, I think when I first listened to the first podcast, I think I told you and Shell, I was like, oh no, we need some merch. We need hats.
Chrissy been saying that for days, right?
Chrissy is a manager.
Yes, the manager. Yes, she
and I said, even to me, with Shelby doing her Pray Girl Pray, I said, y'all can kind of incorporate the Queen's Table and have like a live audience. Yes,
you see how she did.
I had big visions from the first
put
episode.
Her on your vision, right? Like this your vision team.
Yes,
see how Chrissy do.
Because I'm telling you, from that first episode, I had to reach out like, this is really good. And I'm telling you, I said, I didn't notice how good your voices sound until I heard it on the podcast. I said, y'all, I'm an avid podcast listener. So me hearing y'all on the podcast, I said, oh, y'all really have nice voices. Y'all really have podcast voices. So Yes.
And Chrissy champions, right? Like Chrissy holds everybody. She puts it out in the chats. Like you better listen to this.
Yes,
so
that's right.
So yeah.
I'm sending it to my girl groups, my Muslim group, everybody.
It's
y'all
not
get
just
this
for
this
space.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like it really
I love
is.
that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
She sent it to her friends.
Yes,
and everything.
and we all have feedback. Feedback off of the episodes and everything. Yes.
So I'm gonna task myself with showing up like Chrissy. This will be where I compare, right? Like, yeah,
because we want to get it out there. Because, and I think the part that my mom struggles with the most is trying to market it to the people we know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling her like we cannot depend on the ones that we know to get
I
the
feel like
show out
sometimes
there. You know what I'm saying?
Harder.
Like, and that's okay. That's okay. Like we're gonna find our audience, we're gonna find our community, but I don't think it's gonna be the people we know.
Yeah.
And I think with sharing it and getting it out there, it's like that's a start. But I feel like another share is going to get it to a whole another somebody that we probably wouldn't have known.
Yes.
And that's how we're going to build this out. I don't think it's going to come. I mean, we love y'all, but I don't think that's going to be like the end all be all. It's just the people.
So when are we going to get our merch?
ASAP. Matter of fact, we literally was talking about that this week.
I was told.
Literally.
I said, Chrissy said we got to get our T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you
And
want
our
to
hats,
say
and our
something
hats.
else about what's upcoming?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you wanted to change subject?
No, go ahead. No.
Okay. So upcoming themes, and this is important to me because I want to make sure we're staying relevant in what we're talking about and what we're doing. Like we know what we can talk about and have people, come and talk about, but I can speak for me. One thing it gave me ideas was like Black women and joy. But the main thing I feel like I definitely want to bring to the forefront is Black women and the struggles with fertility.
Yes.
It is a big deal. Like, and I can only say this from my situation that I don't even think I've really talked about on the show yet, and I'm gonna give that the space. But experiencing what I'm experiencing and then talking to like a few people, it's like this is a thing. This is really a thing, and it's like we're gaslit so bad. In the medical field, like, oh no, that's just regular. That's you should, and it's like, no, that's not what I should be experiencing. So just even bringing that to the forefront with the queens, because queens are legit dealing with this, and it's messing with their mental health, it's messing with their relationships, it's all of these things. So that's something that I know I definitely want to bring to the forefront with the Queen's Table. How about you?
Yes. And it was hard for me because nobody I knew had that issue. Like growing up, like and to support her was so hard for me because I never experienced it. So literally, I'm the same way y'all helping me to heal, helping me to get through and all what y'all had. That's how it is with her. To help be understanding, to be to listen to. Because when we was growing, it wasn't nobody having problems having kids.
No, I don't think it wasn't a problem. You probably just
didn't hear about it.
About it because even with one of my girlfriends, she said that her grandmom had about 7 sisters, and out of all her 7 sisters, only her grandmom was able to have kids, and she was the one that never wanted kids. So she was like, it was like a family. All them go through. Like menopause early. It's really a thing. Like it's really a thing.
But it's not talked. I don't know why it's so taboo when these situations, but it's real. And to just put it out. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say sorry. Like even thinking about like your upcoming podcast, like maybe a series from fertility to birth to menopause, like talking about it in the cycles we hit as women throughout the age. And I'll let you talk, but like myself as a recent person going through like a partial hysterectomy and like the pieces from the time I had the surgery to now and the healing that you think like, and as women and as Black women, like we're supporting, we're there, but then you feel like you get a setback and you being able to talk about that in a safe place, like everything is not thing. Like we see you at the recovery and you're back, but what did it take process? From that? Exactly.
Because I know for me, like I was diagnosed with endometriosis and PCOS, and from the endometriosis wrecked me so bad that in January I had to have this surgery. It was like 5 hours long.
Surgery, 5 hours.
Like it was so bad, like it had my whole insides just twisted. But again, I didn't have anybody I could reach out to that I knew that experienced this. You know what I'm saying? But now talking about my stuff, it's like my homegirl's like, oh yeah, I got fibroids, and they telling me I might have to have surgery and this and this and this. So it's like you don't really hear about it till you start speaking up, and then somebody's like, oh yeah, well this and oh yeah. I'm like, okay, well this is a situation in our community. We need to talk about it.
African American community.
It's like women that's just suffering.
Yeah.
And they're suffering really in silence because it's not like they can talk to their, their partners if they have a male partner.
Yeah.
They're probably not, because it's like they don't know what's going on. So it's just like you want this community where you can feel like you can talk about it.
And I think, you just hit something. Even the male partner, right? Like what it's been to have that.
Right.
And when you are connected to someone and you're going through a health crisis and how it impacts them and how it impacts your relationship.
Exactly.
Because you have to be built for this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
if
we're saying you going on this 6 to 12 week break, and that's a big part. Like, how do you handle that and still stay connected to each other and not let that, because emotions can be involved. Men,
real bad.
So
Real bad.
it's like, how do we go through that and save this connection we have with our partner, our husband? Like, what does that look like? So.
And even like the nutrition, and I'm saying that just for mental health wise, like, because we know like whatever you put in your body is like real serious, like about how you feel. So even like that, like the nutrition aspect, the just being upkeeping with going to the doctor, because that's a big thing too. Like people I don't like going to the doctor. Like why? Here I'm working
connecting with the right guy,
in the doctor,
right?
Because we think we got to go to one.
And it's hard to find
very hard
a good somebody that specializes sometimes
Very
that you're dealing with.
And your voice, right? I think for me, because I talk, I'm not afraid to ask questions. Like, I found my connection through white male doctors, through black female doctors, like, because I'm going to show, but like, how do you find that to be safe, like to come in and say, well, listen, this was a spot on me that wasn't here last week. Can you take a look at this, right? Like, but it's really being comfortable. And so like, giving tips on like those things because I think that's from whether you're 18 and going from your pediatrician to your
that transition
those to now, right? You're that's an older woman.
Yeah, because I know for me, like I know some people don't mind going to black women doctors. I refuse. I'm not doing it anymore because they gaslit me the most when I was crying out for help. So it's like now my little doctor, I love him. He's just my surgeon, just small, and he's just like I just love him. Like I love that man down. Like you can't say nothing bad about Dr. Damien to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like finding those connections and be able to be yourself. Like and he told me as a male doctor, he's like, one, it takes women about 8 to 10 years to actually get to him. That's how long they're going through that process. And then 2, he said, he was like, yeah, you probably were gaslit, especially through other women, because if you having a bad cycle and I'm having, as a doctor, you're like, well, you're supposed to, that's what it is. And as a male, he's like, no. I know from just my training, like, that's not normal. So how can I help you? So, just finding those connections and stuff is, things that has to be talked about. Like, you can interview doctors. You go to one doctor, go to, if you don't like what they're talking about, go to the next one. So just being able to have those conversations and have those, and just be able to advocate for yourself in any situation, not just, with your medical, but in any situation, at work,
health too.
mental health, like be able to advocate.
That's a whole topic.
I was going to say, Shell, didn't you say that you had a hard time finding like
we talked about that, like,
And what does advocacy look like for yourself, right? Like being able like to really, when I come in, I have a list of questions, right? And I'm gauging, right? Exactly. I'm gauging you when you bring in other professionals into this space that I've said, this is my time with you. Why do they need, like, I think sometimes we don't feel safe having those things because we think, okay,
this is regular. Like,
yeah,
this is
exactly.
normal. And
Yeah,
like, no,
we just
not.
must say yes to these things because they're saying this is what's going to happen. So.
Yeah, so that's just a little part, Queens. We're going to, again, I know my mom's goal, one of her goals with this podcast was creating this safe space that we can come to and talk about these things too. So those are like, I think, really intense because they're little, touchy topics, but it's stuff that has to be talked about. And that's okay.
Yes.
So we want to make sure.
So if it's any professionals,
I was just about to say, like, if it's any healthcare professionals y'all want to come and talk to us, please feel free.
Yes.
We love that. Let's see. So the live events we talked about with, you actually having a Queen's table. And we talked about merch and community building and partnership. Like, I really want this to be a thing where it's like, this is not I don't want the podcast to be the forefront. Like, I do want us having other things going on, and it's like then we coming back here to kind of meet about. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like the meeting place. Like, but it just should be stuff going on everywhere. Like, but next level. Neff, she be teaching the class. You know, like go to her class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this should be, something that kind of kickstarts whatever we got going on in our personal lives. Yes, I have Pray Girl Pray, so we're having an event in November.
Let them know.
I don't remember the date right now, but it's going to be in November. I'm going to make sure I post that up. But just, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep
it's going to be at Outrageous.
Yes.
Our girl Mo.
Our Mo was next level.
Yes.
Sisters.
So, we got that going on.
Event.
And now my mom, like, and people, my mom, she cool. Because I'm like, you have a master's in social work. Like, let's keep throwing that out there, Queen. Like, you're not just some, like...
She always tell me that.
High school diploma. You got a master's in social work. Like, people work for that. Like,
I remember we was at that graduation.
Okay?
Oh, yes.
Remember the little...
Remember when we did the celebration during COVID?
I was going for that graduation.
She was.
I forgot about
that. We was at the graduation.
And that was Shani and Tracy putting it out there through Shelby.
Through Shelby.
Oh, yeah, it was a
that was another way. Look, your community
showed up.
Yes. She about to cry.
Yes.
Go ahead,
and can I say one thing?
Yes,
though,
ma'am.
You said this line earlier. You said adjusting our crown. I feel like that is that right there is a road for you all when you're doing some things, and we need to make a readjustment, or maybe like at your queen's table when it's something we want to bring back.
Write that down.
Adjust the crown. Like queen's table, adjusting our crown, and that's when we're going in to make some corrections or busting myths and things like that people think. Like when we talked about having a female doctor. Like we making an adjustment because this wasn't our experience. So
Wow.
That's it. I love that. Thank you,
I
Nat.
love that.
So I feel like our main thing with the Queen's Table is definitely getting it out there as far as like pushing it. And I can say that I'm bad with the marketing part. Like, and our good guy Joe. Shout out to Joe. He's giving us the tools.
Hey, Joe.
But I'm just like really bad at that. So I'm going to put this out there. If there's any people that's good with marketing and social media and you want to help us out, reach out. We don't turn down help. I mean, as long as you cool.
And I'm going to learn. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to some people that's into
your message has to align.
Yeah, like don't come here with no weird stuff. We don't like that because we'll talk about you on the Queen's Table. Like, But I think that's the main thing we want to, focus on too, is actually marketing and putting it out there. And if the Queen's Table come across your table, please send it out to someone. Like, I'm sure it's something in an episode somewhere that somebody can use. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to take that lightly because we don't understand the places mentally that queens may be in, that they're fighting those silent battles, just things. And they're just probably thinking that nobody understands what they're going through. Nobody has experienced this. Nobody has. Trust me, it's another queen out there that probably should be in the mental health hospital. I mean, like, seriously. And I'm not saying that at a dig to you, but I'm just...
But I think when we're in it, we always feel like we're suffering alone. We're not in it, right? And so it's like,
that was a lonely place.
You feel isolated. You feel all of those things. Nobody understands.
And you're not sure if you're ever going to be yourself again. So that's something.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. And we definitely don't mind suggestions either. Like, if it's something that you want to talk about here on the Queen's Table, like bring it to us. Like, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying now, don't be weird about it.
But you have to define what's weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're listening to the Queen's Table and you like, yo, y'all ever experienced XYZ? You reach out to me and my mom. Yes, we can talk about that. Like, we don't mind talking about what the Queen's was, because we want y'all to feel safe. We want everybody to, have a space where they can come and talk about things. You might not make it to the physical table, but you're a part of our table, and we're building our table, and there's plenty seats for everybody.
Yes, because I remember even from a previous episode when you was like, about just like PTO time and what if you have, because I think we all have experienced taking time off of work and your supervisors, they get upset with you and things of that nature. So it's a little bit of everything on this podcast for everybody. Because you don't have to be suffering through a mental health crisis.
To get something
to get some benefit from the
because
podcast.
Honestly, I was thinking about taking bereavement And I'm like, for my father, now mind you, he's been going for 32 years, but I feel like I need bereavement coming up.
You never
like I didn't take. I was 2. I didn't have bereavement time at the time. But it's like if I feel like I need to take it,
honestly,
because if it's that time, like birthday time, like and I feel like everything shouldn't be like this is a vacation, right? We should have mental health days, mental wellness days at work where I need this break.
Look, I'm not feeling the vibes here. I need to leave. I think that's a legitimate.
Yes.
You know,
these
like
jobs got us all hemmed up, y'all. I'm so serious. These jobs, I'm hemmed up too. You know, but we really do this. I don't know who came up with this 5 day a week, 40 hours a week. Like it's just too much. Like I'm feeling, I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older, but it's just like it's too many days I'm going in this place. It's entirely
unnatural.
Too many days. Too many hours.
Which then scores off.
And my coworkers, if they don't tell you nothing else, I'll be the first one out the door.
But you
had to learn that, right?
like that with everything.
Like you really had to learn that because that was one thing I had to learn. And like I come home I come home and I'm like, I'm sitting on a computer at 8:00. You're missing out on conversations. You're missing out on dinner. And then you go and you turn that computer on at 7:30, 8:00 that morning. You get back to work and it's 20 other. I said I had to learn. I have a hard stop, right? Like I have a hard stop. And if you don't get me before that hard stop, you won't get me. I'll see you the next day. If it's something you wanted me to know for 8:00 that morning, you should have told me before 5:00 that afternoon. You know, so we have to protect ourselves.
And Shelby, I was just telling you that before we started about the TV show that I watched, and it's basically based on it. Like you basically go to work and you have your work life, and once you walk out that door, everything that you did at work, you completely forget, and you walk out, and now it's your home life. And I said, oh, that's basically me right there.
But it's hard to develop, and they say that, like everybody say balance, but you take something, no matter what job it is, you take something home. Like, you know, we always say, well, this is, but you're going to pull something away. So how do you have a healthy balance, right? Like you may not have an equal balance, but how do you have a healthy balance?
So, you know, these are just some things, and we want to hear from everybody. So if you listen, whether it's like Apple or YouTube, like leave a comment. Like we read those, we, you know, take that stuff seriously. I know Chrissy, like she'll text us directly.
Yes.
You can message us on like Instagram and Facebook, all of those things, because we really are taking, you know, the feedback. And we want, this is a table. Everybody gets to, you know, give some kind of input, some type of, you know, this is our thing, and we're moving forward.
Yes.
Is that how you feel about it too?
I feel the same way. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the next 10 episodes. Absolutely. I'm just grateful for the people that have come to the pot. The first 10 episodes, they didn't. That's a lot to take.
They didn't count it robbery.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of that saying. They ain't counted robbery.
I love that.
To come out and support, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of this. So it's helping me to grow. I'm definitely out of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a good thing because we can't, you know, we have to put ourselves in spaces where we're not comfortable. You know, but I'm feeling better and better about it. You know, I'm feeling good.
And I think lastly, and I'm gonna just put this out there, I really want us to build like a resource directory, almost like, you know, some help. We know Neff, you know, do the nutrition, you know, and fitness, and you're a social worker. And not just be outside, you know, doing what I do. So
and remember, y'all had David too.
Like we had David on, and like even if you know, even if you do, even if you jump,
sure we have that. What I have read the places where people can start.
Oh yeah,
yes.
And I'm a special education.
It's special, you know, help with your children, early intervention.
Yes.
Important. Even if it's like, you know, you just starting in Islam, like Chris, you know, it's just like we were building this community not based off of our own backgrounds and our own beliefs, but just stuff that people are going to do and they're going to move forward. Like, why not have support?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever you decide to do.
Yeah, Shelby.
Thank y'all.
Promote.
Like, why not? Why not? Like, I love that for y'all, you know? But thank y'all for coming out today. I really
Yes.
appreciate y'all time. I think my mom got y'all some cake.
Yes, and
I made a
congratulations
homemade
on
cake.
10
Awesome.
episodes.
I made a-
Congratulations, y'all.
And I would like to come back for episode 25. Okay, that's my.
I'm gonna put you
that's
down
my-
for that too.
Yes.
That's the next one. All right, that's gonna come up fast.
Yes.
That's gonna come up real fast. And I know y'all hear my voice, but y'all may not see me because I did lose like 9 pounds since the last
Yes.
episode. So I don't know if I'm looking a little drawn in, but I'm okay.
You look good.
Now,
You good.
always
With a
look
T.
good.
With a T.
With a
Good
T.
I'll be a little drawn in. Okay? All right, but to every queen who's pulled up at the table, thank you. Your
Thank
presence
y'all.
matters. Your healing matters. Your voice is needed. We're only 10 episodes in, and the table is just getting bigger. So whether you're here for the tea, the testimony, or the transformation, keep your crown lifted, your heart open, and your mic ready. Because at the Queen's table, we're just getting started.
No offense, I'm finding out jealousy, only a lack of confidence. Focused on me more, focused on you less. Everybody do that, look around and we blessed. Today, smile on my face, may not go my way, still got my face, so I'll be okay.